stinking hot day today. I'm just parked next to the road. I'm trying to find a little walk that'll be by some trees and a river, so hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler because it's very hot in the van anyway, so I may as well try and go for a little walk. So hopefully I can find the pathway. Very pretty little village. There's a lovely stream that goes down there, but no pathway sadly, so I'm going to try and join it down to the right. I think eventually it'll join back up with the river, and then hopefully it'll be a nice shady walk. Walking up the path next to the old graveyard, dead centre of town. That joke never gets old. Well, probably does, but yeah. Right, so hopefully this will circle around and join up with the river. Quite a few group of young lads out orienteering today, so it's nice to see them using proper ordnance maps to find their way. I of course won't do that. I don't even bother to have one because I'm useless at following maps. So I'll just end up getting more lost, I think. But my Google Maps isn't too bad because I just download the area and then the GPS just tends to find me, and I don't tend to really walk in places that are really far away from where there should be a signal. So hopefully I will never get super horrendously lost. Actually, even the GPS seems to be quite good, because I know there's been some walks where I haven't had a signal to be able to phone or message, but the GPS was still able to show me where I was on the map. So it does seem to be fairly good. So far so good. I now probably should have a map on me just in case, but I'm just in New Mills today, so we're not sort of out in the middle of nowhere. Ooh, straighten my hat. Dwayne's hat today because mine keeps blowing off. So yeah, we're in New Mills today. It's supposed to be a really lovely walk down by the old mill. I was watching some walking videos on YouTube the other day, and one of the ladies did this walk, and so I marked it. I thought, oh, that looks like a really nice one to do and should be fairly cool. A lot of trees, a nice rolling river, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, this is really sweet. I think this was something that they started doing in during lockdown, is the children all painted rocks, and they were called rock snakes, and they were doing them in a lot of the parks. But I see now they've actually cemented them in, because obviously the rocks were getting picked up and kicked around and moved about. So now they've actually, in some places, cemented them in to be able to keep it as a permanent feature, which is lovely. So this one seems to snake all the way down the path. Lovely idea. Came onto the roadway for a bit, and now joining the path again. Really hoping there's not going to be too many uphills, because I'm really struggling. So hot. I think I've already had about half a drink, which isn't very good. I probably wouldn't do very well on a survival thing. I'd go through all my rations in the first hour. Lovely cool walk now, just what I was hoping for. Going down by the trees, past the leisure centre. It's a lovely cool breeze blowing. So following the path down, so Sit Valley Trail that way, leisure centre that way, and then towards town centre this way, which is kind of where I'm heading today. Sit Valley Trail, Hayfield 2.5 miles, and the tours that way. New Mill Town Centre that way. Right, so technically if I follow this trail we should now be joining up with the river. I can hear it. Coming down towards the river. There you go, that's what I've been aiming for. So it seems like my Google Maps navigation is up to scratch. At least I know which direction to point my blue dot. That's a good start. And this is lovely and cool. I'm tempted to go and stick my feet in. I might find a spot where there's not any stinging nettles, for those that don't know what stinging nettles are, let me introduce you to these horrors in my life. I've just scratched one on my leg. Luckily I didn't touch it very hard, so it just stung for a second. But yeah, it can be really nasty. Apparently these dock leaves, if you scrunch them up and rub it on the area, it's supposed to take the sting away, but I'm not convinced. Here is my happy place. How gorgeous is that? This is right where you want to be on a hot day like this. By the lovely, cool, running river. It just meanders way down. So, as promised, I said if I can find a nice flat area, which I have, I've just come down off the path and I've managed to find a little flat area to come to, and you can literally just stick your feet in the water here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take off my shoes and my socks and just sit and dip my feet in the lovely cool water. And in we go. I don't do very well with cold water, so that is really cold. But that is lovely. That is so nice and refreshing. I know it's a big movement at the moment to do this cold water swimming where they just dive in. I don't do very well with that because my body doesn't do very well with extremes in temperature. So, but my feet, I'm definitely happy to dip in. Carrying on the walk down. Hopefully it'll still stay cool. Hopefully there'll still be trees and things to shade. If not, I've got my little spot that I can come back to and just bathe my feet. I do feel a lot cooler now that I've dipped my feet in and they're nice and cold from the water. So hopefully they'll stay cool for a while. I wanted to do this walk because there's an old mill and they've done a really interesting little like bridge walkway thing. I'll show you. I'll say when I get to it, if I get to it, because I am likely to get lost as usual. But when I get to it, I'll show you. And it was quite interesting. And that's actually why... Oh, actually, I think it's right here. Wow. Now it's going to snow. Yay! Because I actually found what I was looking for the first time. I'll turn the camera around, then you can see. Looks like I'm walking in some strange landscape with Jurassic Park plants all around me. Right, coming under the bridge. I think this is the walkway that I was looking for. Got other people coming down as well. So we have the river, we have the bridge. It's called the Tor Top Bridge at the Tor's Riverside Park. Absolutely spectacular. You'd think you're in a gorge in Europe somewhere. So we've just come along there. There's the pathway. And that was my little secret spot down there. I see there have been other people sitting bathing their feet, so I don't feel too bad. And then we just have Cliff Edge next to us. And we carry on with the path. Going round. There's some ruins there. That's the Millenium Walkway. That I think is what I am looking for. The Millenium Walkway, which I think is the little bridge pathway that they've done. the railroad, I think. There you go, that's the Millennial Walkway that I came to see. I was actually sitting working at home this week on my laptop. Just had it going in the background to distract me and give me some ideas, and I saw that walkway and I thought, oh, that looks like an interesting walk. So there goes the train, and that's the old mill, the old disused mill. Over the River Goyt. Much quieter now. We're around the other side of the mill. It's spooky. Big abandoned mill. I think they might be fixing it up inside though for a wedding venue. Would be absolutely stunning, definitely. And then the walk continues. It has been fairly cool, so I can't complain. Plenty of trees, which makes me happy. I'll give that hill a skip. Go down here. The Shrub Club. Bar and restaurant, that's up that way. Lovely and peaceful down here. Seems like I've got most of the park to myself at the moment. There's obviously quite a few people out walking today, so I always feel bad when I'm videoing. I feel really self-conscious. And then also I feel really bad if I get them onto the video and think, oh, they may not want to be on video. Some people can be really funny about it, but absolutely stunning. So I've got the river behind me, well, to my left, and carrying on up the pathway to see where it leads. I basically just wanted to see that bridge anyway, so mission accomplished. The rest is just a bonus. Ironically, I have literally just come out at a parking we were at earlier today. Very steep road down. We couldn't really find a place to park, Paige, because there aren't really very many parking places around here. But we came down. This is next to the railway station, and we were just parked down there. And it's actually £2.50 for all day, and you're right on the walk, as you can see, because that bridge was literally about 5 minutes down the road that way. Beautiful walk as well, and there's actually no restriction for parking overnight either, so we may give it a go. It's not particularly flat. That's the only thing that doesn't count in its favor, and of course lack of signal, which Dwayne needs to work because he works at all weird hours of the day. But that was quite a lovely find, so well worth investigating. If you want to come for a day trip, the train is literally stopping up there. So if you come out of the train station, just come down the hill, which will be to your right, and then you're right onto that little trail to do that lovely walk along the river. So it'd be a lovely day out, I think, if you don't want to bring the car or a camper van. There's always other options. Although I don't know how hot a train's going to be on a day like this. Right, so coming out of the parking lot, I'm going to head in this direction, Goyt Way, to the Torres Riverside Park. So I'm hoping this is going to lead back to the river, so we can carry on walking along the river and that this isn't going to get too hot. Otherwise I'll just have to turn around and go back. Left or right? Decisions. I think the river is left, although I can't hear it at the moment. I always tend to choose the wrong side, but anyway, we'll go left and we'll see where we end up. Yeah, typical. Everybody else was coming from the other side, but it looks like we can just walk around. Still says Goyt via Millenium walk or Goyt this way. So I shall just continue to follow the path and see where it ends up. This is the best part of exploring. Just pick a path, follow it. Hope you don't get too lost. But then I think in places like this you can't really get lost anyway, because there literally is a whole town around me here. So there's houses just on the other side of these trees. In fact, I'm probably coming out in somebody's garden now. Yep, literally. Well, not quite their garden. But, oh yeah, no. Dead end into a, oh, not quite sure now which way to go. Because it's dead end and looks like this is just a residential road. Not quite sure. The signpost did say, oh, hang on, maybe the path continues down here. Mousley Bottom, local nature reserve. Right, I think I figured it out. So instead of going right by those houses, you come left, and then there's a little road down here to the right. It says it joins back to the pathway along the river, so hopefully it does. Right, luckily the path behind us that started with the houses has opened up into a walking path. So we're back beside the river, just down here, there, and there's some other people walking ahead, so I think I've found the right path again. So we'll see where this one leads. Yeah, that way looks really hot. This way follows the river. Oh, that's clever. They've used willows to make a little natural fence. It's lovely. Right, let's see where this one's going. Goyt way. So, still seems to be following the river, which is good. And I'll see where this path comes out. Maybe, hopefully, it's somewhere that Dwayne can pick me up if I go much further. But I must say I'm feeling quite energetic today, a lot better than I have done in a long time. So that's good. Had a really good sleep. I must have really needed the rest, because yesterday when we arrived at the campsite, we literally just pulled in, I climbed onto bed and went to sleep for about 2.5 hours and then went back to sleep a couple of hours later and slept right through to this morning with nobody waking me up. No babies, no kids needing lifts to work, so it was lovely. I must say I really needed to have a good sleep. And then we had a family that pitched up next to us with their tent and all their little kids, and we were saying, oh, as lovely as those memories were, that we did all the camping with a big tent, so lovely to just be able to pull up and ready to go. You don't have to pitch the whole tent, because it was such a hassle. It used to take us probably at least an hour or 2 hours, because we had one of the really big tents, because obviously there were 6 of us, so we needed plenty of space. So yeah, we did all of that. It was lovely, but I must say I'm really enjoying this part much better, because it's a lot less work and nice and peaceful. And if you don't like where you are, you just pack up and go, like we did this morning. So definite benefits to van life over tent life, camping life. Camping life is also a lot more sociable, which again is nice when you've got little kids, but not really our thing anymore. We just like the peace and quiet, getting away, enjoying nature. And my friend asked me the other day if I get nervous doing all these walks on my own, and I said no, not really. I don't know if it's because I come from South Africa, so I'm kind of used to a slightly more dangerous place, and maybe I take UK for granted, but to be honest, I've never actually felt unsafe anywhere that I've walked. Just really enjoy it. I enjoy the peace, I enjoy the nature, I enjoy the trees and everything. Absolutely beautiful. Most beautiful country, very unappreciated and undervalued in my opinion. But yeah, following the river now. Oh, there's somebody down there. I think they're fishing. So lovely and peaceful. Meandering river. Absolutely boiling, dying of heat, as you can probably see, bright red. I decided that the path was just basically going to come to a dead end not far after that. So I thought I better not push myself today. I'm actually feeling a bit more energetic and more up for walking, but I don't want to exhaust myself, especially in the heat. So I've decided to turn around and head back. So I've just got back to the mill and crossing back over the bridge. I'm going to head back to the little place where I dip my feet in, so I can go and have another little dip and cool my feet off, and that'll hopefully cool the rest of me off too. Absolutely stunning walk. Highly recommend it. Ended back in my lovely cool spot, dipping my feet in the water. I've been sat here for almost an hour now, I think. Rain's been sitting and Pokemoning. So best way to cool down. Feels so much better now. Hopefully the van won't be too hot and we can go and have a nice little chillax. Nice cool feet. It's amazing how just cooling your feet down cools your whole body down.